It was in the early hours of the morning that the police raided this and 5 other locations in Melbourne. After tracking the group of teenagers for months, they moved in now suspecting they were about to carry out an attack under the influence of the extreme Islamist group known as Islamic State or ISIS.
Some evidence that we've collected at a couple of the scenes and some other information we have leads us to believe that this particular matter was ISIS-inspired, but it's early days and we're not going into any further details than that.
It's alleged the target of the attack would have been the annual commemoration of those killed in the First World War and subsequent conflicts, which is held on April the 25th. Known as Anzac Day, this year's a particularly poignant anniversary. It's the centenary of the Gallipoli landings, the first major military action involving Australian and New Zealand troops in World War I. Thousands were killed.
People should turn up at Anzac Day events in the largest possible numbers. And the best thing you can do in the face of those who would do us harm is live your life normally.
Some of those suspected of planning the attack have already appeared in court today. It's alleged they had links with another teenager, Abdul Numan Haider, who was shot dead after stabbing 2 police officers in Melbourne last September. He was apparently connected with radical Islamist groups. Also last year, the security forces in Sydney had to rescue hostages from a popular cafe, which had been seized by a lone gunman. It was eventually stormed. 2 hostages and the gunman were killed. The recent violence and a series of foiled plots have come as a real shock for Australians. The security forces are clearly dealing with a serious and persistent threat, much of it seems, inspired by the militants of Islamic State. Richard Galpin, BBC News.